Hey everybody, welcome to Vista 411. Today we're going to drop in on my good friend Joey Page from All Clean. If you live in the North County area, you're looking for somebody to clean your windows, the tracks, the screens, your solar panels, any type of power washing of your hard service, your patio furniture, playground equipment, anything like that, Joey's your guy. Come on in. We're going to spend a couple minutes with Joey learning about what he does and why so many people call on him and nobody else. So Joey's working in the backyard. We're going to drop in on him and see what he's got going on today. So he's power washing the eaves, all the tops of the house, all the sides of the house. This is all hooked up to the equipment he's got out front. So he's pumping that 4,000 PSIs all the way back here and cleaning all the sides. Hey Joey.
Hey Case.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much, how are you?
Good, good. So this is
good to see you
Joey.
guys.
Joey is the owner of All Clean. What's up, man? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so what do you got going on here? Looks like you're power washing exteriors.
Yeah, I've got a customer,
sides?
a lot of customers these days, really bad spider webs around their eaves.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just gonna power wash all the eaves and then power wash down the back side of the house and then power wash the walkways.
Got it. So how often do people typically do that? Like your regular customers, is that a once a quarter, once every 6 months?
Every couple months for some customers, once a year for others. Okay. Everyone's different. Everyone's got different areas. People on the beach maybe do a little bit more than people inland, so sure. It just depends.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So when did you start I know originally you first started with window washing, right? When did you start power washing?
Yeah, I started window cleaning in 1996.
1996,
and,
wow.
Once the pandemic came and went, I got into power washing. So I would say it was probably around 2021, early 2021, I started power washing.
Okay, so in addition to, the stucco and the eaves, what other types of things do homeowners typically have you come power wash?
Well, this actually client is a really good example of that. I've power washed all their patio furniture in the past.
So this patio furniture you've come through and power washed?
Yeah, I've come through and power washed this patio furniture. We can power wash like their outdoor patio furniture, like tables, chairs, the decks. We've power washed these chairs. We've actually even power washed the outdoor cushions.
Oh, really?
You can power wash all your outdoor patio cushions and then just leave them in the sun to dry.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
That's a great solution because oftentimes I know clients will call a carpet cleaner and they'll have the carpet cleaner come and clean all the patio cushions, outdoor stuff, and I would imagine that's pretty expensive relative to having you come and hit it all in one shot.
Considerably cheaper.
Yeah.
We can do these umbrellas. We've done these umbrellas in the past a few times. We've done even these patio chairs.
Okay.
So it's a pretty wide range of things we can do. We can raise and lower the pressure so we can get to where it's almost like a soft wash, to where you're not even actually using pressure. It's almost like a glorified garden hose.
Sure.
But with a little, being able to get right into the areas that you need.
Yeah, because different than a garden hose, you can adjust the pattern.
Yeah,
right,
adjust the pattern. When we're doing roofs, you don't want to, you're not power washing. You want to do more of like a little bit of a soft wash again, to where you're not getting water up and under people's tiles.
Now, do you, with stuff like that, and now your rig out front, that heats water as well, right? Sanitizes.
Yeah, so if the job calls for it, this job doesn't, but especially restaurants, anywhere with like a lot of grease, high traffic areas, restaurants
where people are in and out constantly.
Yeah, we can get the temperature up to 150, 175 degrees if we need to. So sometimes, without having to use any kind of solutions, any kind of degreasers, we can just turn the hot water on and get the job done that way.
So that's great for not just residential but commercial.
Yeah,
right. Commercial applications.
I'd probably say I use the hot water probably 75% of the time on commercial applications, again because of high traffic areas, grease, from the restaurants.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and that's important because a lot of times if you have somebody come and do power washing, not everybody has a $15,000 investment to generate hot water.
Yeah, I actually we spoke about this earlier. I had a couple clients who chose to use my services once they found out that I had my hot water set up. Prior to that, they weren't interested in using the services. And I've actually had the heater break down on me in the middle of a job.
Uh-oh.
And when you've been using the hot water and getting an area clean, and then the heat breaks down on you and you're just using cold water, you can definitely see a difference. Yeah, so had to go back home and get that thing fixed and come back and finish the job. But it's kind of cool because you can see the difference when the hot water is needed.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so residential or commercial, just about anything that needs power washing, right? Your exterior, your patio furnishings. Now, what about solar panels? Are people calling on you for that?
Yeah, solar panel cleaning is really. I don't know how often people need it, to be honest with you, whether it's once a year, twice a year, every other year. But I have had people specifically tell me they have seen a slight little uptick once all that grime is gone. And some people think just the rain is enough, but they're, bug marks and a lot of crud gets on those. So it's kind of nice to do a little extra scrubbing. So while we're up there, we can do your skylights, we can do your solar panels. Obviously your solar panels.
Skylights, hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, people love having their skylights cleaned.
Well, it's interesting. We have solar at my house and we were curious if the production was up to par, and we had the company come out and the first thing they had said was, did you have your solar panels cleaned? I said, well, no, we haven't done it. And it's been about a year and a half. And the one thing they recommended was get them cleaned at least annually, depending on where you live. So that's very important.
Yeah, again, I've heard different things, anywhere from 6 months to every other year, but definitely maintaining them it can't be a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, so we're down in Encinitas now. We're all around North County, but you're a Vista guy, originally a Vista guy, right?
Yeah, I've lived in Vista since the mid 70s, so I've watched Vista grow up. The bulk of our business is from Vista to Oceanside, and Oceanside all the way down to La Jolla on the coast, and then we'll go from Vista all the way down to, we've got regular accounts down in Mira Mesa and Carmel Mountain.
Wow.
We're out in Bonsall and Fallbrook next week, so we've got a pretty wide range that we cover if the job is right.
Right, so born and raised in Vista guy, but anywhere in North County, power washing and of course windows as well, which is how you got started.
So real quick, not born in Vista, but yeah, been in Vista.
My bad.
Been in Vista for about 47 years, so I'm definitely a Vistan at heart.
Got it.
Yeah, we'll go wherever.
Yeah. Awesome. So anybody, any type of power washing you need, as we mentioned, hard decks, surfaces, exteriors, patio furnishings, solar panels. Now roofs as well, right? Now roofs you can do.
Yeah, roofs as well. We're kind of growing that side of the business right now. So we're a little bit limited on what roofs, but I would love to come out and give it a look. Give somebody a quote. Let them know if it's something that we can do. But we're growing that part of the business as we speak. So
applying the things people love about you, right? He's on time. He's a super nice guy. He's meticulous work nature. So applying those things to cleaning roofs as well.
Yeah.
Soon to come.
Yeah. But we do quite a bit. We do quite a few roofs, but we're still a little limited. But we're expanding to be able to do most roofs.
And of course, we haven't really talked about windows.
Windows.
Right. One of the things I love about working with Joey and All Clean is I don't have to ask them, and I'm a realtor, as many of you know, and so we often clean windows before we go on the market, and I don't have to ask Joey to make sure the tracks are clean, to make sure that the screens are clean, because that's part of his process.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll occasionally, we're just doing the outside of some windows, especially like when we're working out on the coast, so we're not worrying too much about the window tracks, but the minute somebody has us doing their interior windows, we're dealing with the tracks, we're washing your screens, we deal with, from, 1-story houses to 2- and 3-story houses with pitched roofs and big entryways. So yeah, whatever.
What's the tallest ladder you have?
We've got a 32.
Holy cow.
32 foot. 32 foot extension ladder. And my newest toy is a 12-foot step ladder, actually a 12-foot A-frame step ladder.
12-foot,
which
that's
gets
a big
us,
A-frame. Yeah.
Which is great because what we're dealing with is entryways of people's homes and being able to get their light fixtures. They've got mirrors, high mirrors. But
that's a good point too. Not just windows, but mirrors.
Yeah, windows, mirrors, indoor or outdoor, light fixtures, chandeliers.
Chandeliers, yeah.
If it's glass, we'll give it our best shot to clean it.
Got it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another thing we're going to do is before we go, I think we're going to head inside or head around, and we're going to do a little demonstration and see how Joey does windows uniquely and what makes this process better than many others. Come on in, let's go take another look. One of the things I love about working with Joey and All Clean is he has all of the proper equipment, right? If you want somebody doing some power washing, some pressure washing, you don't want them to show up, with a garden hose and a spigot or a nozzle, right? You want him to have the right equipment. So Joey has everything. What we're looking at right here is Joey's power washing rig. So Joey, come on in. So tell us about this. This is about $15,000 in equipment, right? This is a significant investment for somebody in your business, right? So what does this do for us?
Yeah, between the trailer that I bought initially and just buying all the kind of the upgraded hoses, I think one of the biggest things too with the hoses, if we're talking about how I try to take care of my customers, is having non-marking hoses. So as I'm pulling my hoses through my customers' driveways, through their patios, I've got hoses that won't mark up the area. Yeah, so I think that's a big thing. So anyway,
it is a big thing. Yeah.
So between having upgraded hoses, the right kind of extension poles and everything, we're able to do just about anything when it comes to patios, driveways, roofs, eaves, all of that.
And this, so if somebody's in a home, right, where maybe the water isn't on, you can bring your own water.
Yeah, we've got about a 225 gallon tank. So if somebody doesn't have water, we were working down in San Diego just last week, for instance, and we were working at around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, goodness.
We did not have access to the interior of the restaurant. There was no outdoor spigot. So luckily I knew that ahead of time, and we were able to fill the tank up before we got down there and work like that.
That's a great point for commercial applications or any application where there isn't water around, right? Joey can come up and bring the stuff that he needs. Yeah. And then so this here, right? So how much pressure roughly do you think this generates?
So I believe it's right around 4,000.
Around 4,000
PSI, yeah.
So
about 5 gallons a minute.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tremendous. I mean, most home applications, 2,500, 3,000 PSI, somewhere in that range. So this is clearly a commercial machine.
Yeah. And I think even if it was the same PSI, let's say, as a home, just plug into your garden hose, the fact that we can get the hot water going on this is what then really separates that PSI from needing to be any higher.
Yeah, rather than cold water, you've got 160, 170 degrees. And that's what this part of the apparatus does, right? Is this where the heater is?
Yeah, this is where the heater is.
Okay, yeah. And this just is simple rig, runs on diesel fuel, huh?
Yeah, so the heater runs on diesel, the engine, the motor runs on just unleaded gas.
Got it. So that's great. So as I mentioned, any type of application, commercial, residential, if you have some very, very tough jobs, grease, things like that, as Joey mentioned, not only the 4,000 give or take PSI, but heating that water up to 160 degrees plus is going to help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's go on in and take a look at some windows.
Cool.
So with a house like this, roughly how long does it take for you to come in and do all the windows in a house like this? Give or take.
House this size, give or take, is about 2 to 2.5 hours when I'm by myself.
Okay, so 2 to 2.5 hours roughly for this size house.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you always work by yourself? Do you have a couple people that help you?
No, I've got some regular help 3 days a week and a couple guys on call as needed. So yeah, we can, which is really helpful, especially when we're doing bigger jobs like this. So a job like this, for instance, where I'm doing power washing and window cleaning, I would normally have an employee start on the inside windows, that he can get all the inside windows done while I'm outside power washing.
Great. So it's not just Joey if you've got a really big job.
It's not just me.
As much as we love Joey, he has help. So Joey, I always wonder why it is when I try and clean my own windows, they never come out, as meticulous as I try to be, they never come out looking like when you do them.
Yeah, I'm glad, because if that were the case, I'd be out of business. Yeah, it's just, I mean, honestly, it's like anything. If I went and tried to cut somebody's hair, I went and tried to work on somebody's car, or I tried to paint somebody's house. Sure. I look, it's elementary doing it, but it's just a matter of having done it so many times. It just kind of becomes second nature, I guess. Yeah, you know exactly, which areas to hit, where the problem areas are that you want to avoid. And he's much quicker than when I do it as well. Seems to take me half a day. And they don't look as good. Yeah, I hear that from customers all the time. They're like, it's worth the money because I didn't spend a whole weekend of my time. Yes. So you'll notice on a window like this, it's easy for him to just slide the screen back and forth. On other windows, right, we've done other houses before. We did a house recently, and I'd never seen this before, and it had storm windows.
right? So Joey actually had to take the storm windows off, clean the storm windows, and then clean the main windows as well.
Yeah, we don't. I don't see it a lot here, but I've seen it enough here to know how to attack those type of windows.
Sure.
But they're a little more difficult, more time consuming. But it does make a difference when you take that window apart.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look great. Yeah. And the screens too, to me, always makes a huge difference. Right? I noticed some other window washers we've used, and they don't always do the screens, and they just tend to collect dust.
Yeah, and I think one of the differences as well, and I kind of learned this from being on a job, was everyone assumes it's the outside, it's the outer part of the screen is the only dirty part. So what we'll do is, with a screen that slides, that stays on the track, we'll wash the screen from the outside, and then when we go inside, we'll also take a damp rag and we'll wipe down the inside of the screen as well, because some of that dirt gets kind of pushed out on the inside, and they're a lot dirtier on the inside than people realize.
So Joey, tell us what we got going on here.
Yeah, again, they've just got some wooden Adirondack chairs that what you really start to notice with these is these they don't look too dirty, but they get a lot of bug marks. So power washing the bug marks off. They've had me do their cornhole boards before, their kids' patio, or kids' play set areas.
Sure.
So yeah, the drink cart.
Yeah. Well, this is great. You know, as we're into summer now, but in general, as summer season starts, one of the first things we often do is clean all of our outdoor furnishings, right? So Joey can come and not only clean them, he can sanitize them before people even sit on them.
Yeah, for sure. I think
now, what about wrought iron fencing and walls?
Yeah. So wrought iron fencing can be a little tricky, but we can do it. We can do your rock wall, your block walls, your wood fences. Like this block wall, for instance, has some vegetation in front of it, but we can move stuff out of the way. We can work around stuff. We can get even these block walls that are around. This is an outdoor shower. And so we can even do the inside and out of this outdoor shower area. This block wall, the siding of the wall for the house. We can clean all that. Wood fences, block walls, I think look really, just really make a big difference when
I think that's something a lot of people maybe don't think about is items like that. It doesn't commonly come to mind, right, when you think of power washing, but yeah, those things get dirty, and if you've got Joey coming out and doing the other things, it just makes total sense to do those.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I've learned a lot today. Thank you for being on Vista 411.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Probably best ways, call or text me if you need some immediate attention. If you don't, you can shoot me an email. And I'll get back to you by the end of the business day.
Awesome. And we've got all of Joey's contact information here on the website, his social media as well. Click on some of those, check them out, go to the website. You want somebody to come in, provide great service, be nice, be courteous, be on time, and do an outstanding job in North County. Joey and All Clean is your company.
Thank you. Thanks, Casey.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
All right.